Hello and welcome to Hearthstone Top 5. My name is Benjamin Hero and today it's a favorite segment. Every quarter, every 4 months, we're talking about the top 5 insane or terrible cards from the Rise of Shadow expansion. As you can see, I decided to mix it up. I have a poster of the Avengers here. Here we have, what's his name? Iron Man. And that is, where is Black Widow? Black Widow, and we also have Division. I decided to create an Avenger poster to celebrate the new movie coming out. It's a joke, it's a joke. Obviously, I know this is a poster about Dragon Ball Z, and this is, I think, Goku. But I digress, I digress. As usual, in our top 5 insane or terrible videos, we're going to review the cards from the previous expansion, and that's the Rastakhan Rumble, to see how many I got right, and then we're gonna go over the top 5 insane or terrible of the Rise of Shadow expansion. Alright, boys and girls, it's that time of the month, and I'm talking about your... Let's get started with the review of the Rastakhan Rumble. At number 5, we have Blood Troll Sapper. Well, it turns out that I was sort of, kind of, actually mostly right, and there were a couple of OTK decks involving Blood Troll Sapper where it wasn't tier 1. It did what I said it did, and it caused some very convoluted OTKs. So I'm counting it as an insane card. Easy.
Magnetize these. Okay. Yay! We did it! $30 damage.
At number 4, we have Timeout. Called it! Told you! Peep, called it! Timeout turned out to be one of the most pivotal cards in the Shivala OTK combo. And Timeout, yes, it is insane, as predicted. At number 3, we have... It's funny because it only goes downhill from there. At number 3, we have Boomsday the Dead. Absolute tier Z garbage. Okay, let me explain why it was garbage. It turned out that 1 minion cost priest with the spirit card, I think, or Spirit of the Dead, that just didn't pan out. Instead, we had not giant priest, we had war priest, just having big fat minions and then some inner firing it. And we have number 2, we have Void Contract. See, Void Contract has potential, but potential doesn't mean much if you don't realize it. And Void Contract turned out to be, there was no need to disrupt combos this much. That's why, yes, it was terrible. And number 1, we have Surrender to Madness. As you can clearly see, when I made this list, I surrendered to damn madness. As you can expect, Surrender to Madness, where you destroy 3 of your mana crystals, turned out to be pretty damn garbage. But this wouldn't be an insane or terrible list unless you go for those long shots. I could play it safe and say a card like, I don't know, maybe that Motion Wars, but no, I digress. I digress. It must be this poster. It must be this background. Okay, we got 2 out of 5 right. Let's just say for Rise of Shadows, so have some very spicy picks as well. And let's get to it. To top 5 insane or terrible Rise of I miss the shouting. I do miss the shouting. The top 5 insane or terrible Rise of Shadow cards coming up next. My number 4, we have Unsleeping Soul, a 4-mana priest spell with the effect silence a friendly minion and then summon a copy of it. Baby, Purify Silence Priest is back. I see a lot of potential with Unsleeping Soul purely for the fact of the new card also coming out called Arcane Watcher, which is a 3-mana 5/6 with the effect, can't attack unless you have spell damage. And if you're priest, your only spell damage is going to be Black Mage Finals, and you don't even want this card. So in essence, you play Arcane Watcher, then you play Unsleeping Soul the next turn, and you have 2, 5, 6 minions ready to attack the face, if you're feeling so inclined. And this is the potential of seeing Unsleeping Soul. Last time when Purify came out, I was a coward, an absolute coward, and I didn't put it on my top 5 insane or terrible list because it looked too bad. However, I've learned from my mistakes, and I believe in, and this card actually doesn't look so bad because it has some synergy with Arcane Watcher. And I believe that Silence Priest could maybe in some form come back, and there might even be other cards. I can't even think of right now who you want to silence. Sure, there's Ancient Watcher, but I don't know, I don't think the payoff is there with Ancient Watcher, to be honest. But it's there with Arcane Watcher, I believe. And purely for the fact that Silence Priest before has done something, I can see potentially be pretty insane, but at the same time, but somebody of the dead already showed me that just because Team 5 wants to support certain priest archetypes doesn't mean it's going to exist. And for that reason, Unsleeping is at number 5. At number 4, we have Chef Nomi, a 7-mana 6/6 neutral legendary with the effect, if your deck is empty, summon 6/6 Greasefire Elementals. 6/6 Greasefire Elementals. This card on paper looks to be pretty garbage because when you're in fatigue, most likely you're gonna be dead anyway. Or when you're in fatigue, this game's gonna be ending quite soon. Or if you're in fatigue, you're probably playing a terrible deck. However, ladies and gentlemen, people have been berating this card saying it's useless, it's terrible. Why would you ever play it? It's dead in your hand. Hold up for a second. First of all, let's take a look at the worst case scenario. Worst case, my man Chef Nomi is a 7-mana 6/6, which is bad, but not too bad. It could be worse. It's bad, but not too bad. In addition, there's a card released in Boomsday called Myra's Unstable Element. I'm calling it here now. I'm calling it. Clip this, screenshot it, put it on your damn poster of the Avengers. Put it on the Avengers background. I'm telling you now that I'm seeing some kind of aggro rogue where Chef Nomi is going to be the finisher. You have Chef Nomi in your hand, you're playing Myra's Unstable Element, kill your whole deck, and the next turn you're gonna have a board full of 6/6s ready to hit the fast. Chef Nomi, I think it's gonna be a sleeper in the set that people are gonna be surprised about. They turn to be so insane. Not for me, but hopefully at the same time, let's be honest, if you look at any of my past videos, I might hype a card up, and then when it gets released, it turns out to be beyond absolute trash. I bloody put Shadow Rager on my bloody list. Was I mad? But this is why I believe that Chef Nomi, I like saying this guy's name, Chef Nomi, has potential to be absolutely insane, or most likely terrible. At number 3, we have Duel. It's time to duel. If you don't get this reference, get the it's a good reference. At number 3, we have Duel, a 5-mana paladin spell with the effect of summon a minion from each player's deck and they fight. In essence, it's a cheaper gather your party where you can play big paladin and pull out some big creatures. I looked at the potential big cards and I didn't see any that sound quite exciting. Maybe you can have Nefarian, no Nefarian, have Deathray in your deck and you play him and you got 12 or whatever after they fight. Gather your party? No, Duel is a very, how do I say it, interesting card because most likely it's going to be garbage. I'm going to be honest, most likely, why the hell would Paladin play big minions And why would you want to play this card unless you want to do some kind of combo disrupting? And even then, you're paying 5 mana to get a random card from your deck to the field and then fight another opponent's card in their deck, meaning you can't even use it as a tutor to summon a potential minion that you want to play because it might die to your opponent's minion. It's a very niche card, and honestly, I can't even imagine a deck where it can fit in. But this is not the intent of list for any reason, and I do see potential with it because it's a very unique feature in a Paladin deck that you usually will see in a Warrior deck. And Paladin, since it nerfed to equality from 2 to 4 mana, it has to be a bit more robust in the way it builds it. It can't just have any more scapegoats, just equality, consecration for 6 mana and clear the board. Now it's an 8 mana combo. Duel, one part, I love the name. Second thing, it reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh, which I love. And third, there's niche potential, very niche. And whenever this card gets used, it'll be either for a heavily disrupting a OP combo in the new specialist format, which is the new tournament mode for Hearthstone, or it'll be used for some fantastic meme tier videos. I'm hoping for the former instead of the latter, but I'll take both. And for that reason, Duel is at number 3. At number 2, we have Keeper Stellaris, a 2 mana druid minion with the effect of whenever you play any choose one spell, add both spells to your hand. As you can see, this card looks quite bloody garbage. It's only a 2/3 instead of a 2/4 like Totem Golem, and who's gonna play a card that's gonna give you card advantage? This is why I keep Stellaris. Our thing is that plot twist. Got you, didn't I? Got you. And number 2 is actually a plot twist. A 2 mana warlock spell with the effect of shuffle your hand into your deck and then draw that many cards. Yes. Plot twist is a very interesting card. It's a mechanic that's very used in pretty much all card games, from Magic the Gathering to Yu-Gi-Oh, and most likely is used for creating combo pieces. If you look for the specific combo pieces, you want to go and play this card. Now, what combos do you possibly want to make? Perhaps the Bloodchow Sapper OTK, if a new one comes along. Maybe some kind of Mechafoon combo wombo. In essence, Plot Twist is one of those cards. It seems decent on paper, but you never have quite a reason to run it. It's similar to Dalaran and Aspirant when it first came out. Everybody plays it in the Druid decks because it gives you +1 mana crystals. And then as time went on, people realized, I don't really care about it. I don't really need it. I can use Wild Growth, I can use Nourish, and the Dalaran Aspirant kind of just died off. It just because it didn't have a quiet use. And Plot Twist really reminds me of Dalaran Aspirant in the same way. It looks alright, but in a practicality sense, when do you ever want to spend a card in mana to draw a fresh hand in a constructed format? It's really, it's a hard sell. It's a hard sell. And this is exactly why it's such a wonderful candidate to be on this list. Because if there's some reason why Warlock wants to have more sort of consistency in draws and want to find kind of specific cards, Plot Twist turns out to be a 5/5 OP card. And this is why Plot Twister is at number 2. At number 1, we have Dr. Boom Scheme. A 4 mana warrior spell with the effect of gaining 1 armor each turn. So if you have this card in the opening hand, after 10 turns, it will give you 10 armor for 4 mana, which isn't bad. Dr. Boom Scheme is on the list for quite a few reasons. When I first saw the card, in my head, Dr. Boom Scheme seems like a really good addition to Heavy Control Warrior. It seems amazing. Why? I'm sure people would agree. Then I go on Reddit, I go to different forums like Hearthstone, I check different messages, and people are hating. I'm talking about hating. I'm talking about David hating the card, calling it trash, calling it the worst Ironhide, for Ironhide is a 1 mana, gain 5 armor, and people are saying, well, technically, it's taking me 5 turns to get to Ironhide value, and then I'm paying 4 mana for 5 armor. This card is terrible. Oh, they're comparing to Shield Block. With Shield Block, it is 3 mana, and I can draw a card and get 5 armor immediately. And in my head, you fools. Okay, maybe not like that, but in my head, I'm saying you fools. Do you not see the potential? The problem with Shield Block when you're in Control Warrior, oftentimes you're going to be in fatigue or near fatigue, and you don't really want to draw a card. So Shield Block isn't necessarily the best card to use. However, being a Control Warrior matchup, and you're playing Control Warrior, and you have Shield Block in your hand, and you're already in fatigue, you're thinking, damn, I can't play it, because it won't make my situation worse. Well, if you had Dr. Boom Scheme, and you had it in your opening hand from the beginning, and let's say it was turn 20, guess what? 4 mana, 20 armor? Insane! I see the potential, the ceiling of Dr. Boom Scheme that no one else is seeing. And if Control Warrior, I'm talking about heavy, maybe even fatigue, old school, I'm talking about half an hour game long, Control Warrior ever makes a comeback, Dr. Boom Scheme is going to be a deck. Even in Wild, if heavy Control Warrior ever becomes meta, Dr. Boom Scheme will be in the deck. I'm calling it now. Dr. Boom Scheme has such high value and such high potential that I can easily see it be one of the most insane cards in this set. But like I said before, I can also see it be quite terrible because it's 4 mana and it takes a very long while to get going. And most likely you might just be dead before it really gets any juicy value, like getting some 10 armor, 8 armor. So one of those really good armor values, and they can use Shield Slam to kill potential minion. And for that reason, Dr. Boom Scheme is the #1 most insane or terrible card from the Rise of Shadows expansion. Thank you for making it to the end. And I want to let you all know, this has been now, I believe it's our 3-year anniversary of Benjamin Hero Hearthstone. Thank you all for being here for so long, committing, you know, sticking to the madness, being a part of the hero team, commenting, liking the videos, especially the comments. I love reading the comments of passion, positivity, and just, yeah, aspirations. Also, thank you, really, truly, it's amazing. And really, thank you also, a massive shout out to the Hero Team Discord server. The people in there have been absolutely amazing. 3 years, still commenting, still communicating, still sort of being part of this community. Pixel, Sideswipe, Lana, Oli Cooley, all of them. I love seeing you guys still being a part of the Discord server. It's like almost our own exclusive little club now, and it will be worth it. Ladies and gentlemen, it will be worth it. Like I said, thank you. I will still do my Hearthstone top 5 insane terrible videos until the game dies, which I think maybe in the next 20, maybe even before I die, the game will still be around. The videos will still be coming up, and you might see me in sort of other medias related to more to business as I'm pursuing my exercise. In essence, thank you for staying and watching, and expect yours daily, quarterly dose of at least I might get inspired in these videos here and there, but at least you can count on the insane terrible videos. And man, thank you, truly. 3 years, crazy, 3 years. Let's hope to many more years to come. For now, till then,